Hello everyone, welcome to Study Online and welcome back to Python classes. Could you people please tell me what is the day? Guys, when it comes to Python full stack, course, I have just started off with Python. Fine. When it comes to Python, please tell me what is the day? If I'm not wrong, it is Python day 9, right? Yes or no? Guys, if I'm not wrong, it's Python day 9, right? I want you to respond in the chat box. Guys, I'm not able to see any response from your side. Is that Python day 9? Yes or no? Is that Python day 9? As again, I have told you, please don't be late for the class. Fine. Be 5 minutes early to the class. Wait. Meanwhile, whenever you're waiting, please make sure that you just revise the content, whatever I have taught in the previous day. Okay. Please don't make me to repeat this again and again. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just start the video. Okay, please do respond whether am I visible? Please do respond in the chat box. As if I'm visible, please do respond. I hope I'm visible, right? And I hope you people are able to see the screen. Let me just do one thing. Let me just start sharing the screen. I would like to get inside the full stack course. Inside full stack course, Python full stack, notes. Okay, what is today's day 9? Day 9. Let's not waste much time on day 8 revision part. I'll just quickly recap. You please tell me, when it comes to advanced data type, don't you think we will go for advanced data type? Whenever you want to store multiple data, yes or no? Multiple data or a group of data, if you want to store, then we'll go for advanced data type. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now tell me, how many advanced data type that I have covered? Like the teaser, not trailer, not film, a teaser. How many advanced data type that I have covered? So I hope you can tell the answer. That's the reason I'm asking. Among 5 advanced data type, how many advanced data type that I have covered? Very good. Don't you think I have covered? I have covered 3 if I'm not wrong. I have covered 3 if I'm not wrong. Okay, that is list, tuple, set is what I have covered. List, tuple, set is what I have covered. What are the remaining advanced data type introduction that I have to give? Don't you think I have to give the introduction to dictionary, introduction to string? Correct, right? Yes, again, I'm telling, please don't be late for the class. This is the last time. From tomorrow onwards, now only I'm telling, if you join late, trust me, you will not be admitted for the class. That means you will not be allowed for the class. That's what the discipline that I follow when it comes to offline class. Same thing will be continued for the online class as well. Fine. Still, I can see one person would have given the name happens to be Python. Fine. R, I can see. And Xiaomi Redmi, that is Xiaomi Redmi Note 9 Pro. If you change your username, you will be there in the class. Else, after 5 minutes, you will not be there in the class. Okay, let me just come back to the day 9. Let's start with the dictionary concept. Before starting with dictionary, again, be loyal, be clear. Have you updated the notes of day 8? Yes or no in the chat box. Have you updated the notes of day 8? Yes, if it is yes, respond yes. If it is no, respond no. Okay, at least can I expect everyone to write the proper notes until this weekend, whatever I'll be doing? Can I expect everyone to write down the notes? At least. If you didn't get some time during the weekdays, can I expect you to write the notes within weekend? Okay, great. Now what I'll do, first I'll teach the dictionary. I'll teach the basics of string, that is introduction to string. Later, let's move on to range, none, frozen set, and let's wind up. When it comes to dictionary, fine. If you are aware, please tell me. If you're not aware of that, no need to worry, 100%. That's the reason you joined the course. Okay. What do you know about dictionary? I think many people would have learned Python dictionary, right? That's the reason I'm asking. What do you know about dictionary? Please do respond. Yes, if you're not aware also, I think in the yesterday class I have told. In the yesterday class I have told. Correct, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. In the yesterday class, I have just given the basic hint about dictionary. A basic hint is what I have given. Sir, what basic hint you have given, sir? Don't you think I have just told how to create a dictionary? Yes or no? I have just told how to create a dictionary. Okay, how to create a dictionary? Yes, how to create a dictionary? Oh, very good. See, you're only telling the answer. Sir, using flower brackets is what we have to create dictionary, sir. Okay, what is the example number, guys? Could you people please tell me the example number? I want you to respond in the chat box. What is the example number? I think it's example number 23, if I'm not wrong. Yes or no? Just check your notes. 100% everything will be there in your notes. Just check it out with your notes. It's example number 23.py. Let's check whether it's example number 23. Yes, example number 23.py. Now, I want a very quick response from your side. I want a very quick response. Now, what I'm telling is that the logic to create empty dictionary, yes or no, in the chat box. Using flower brackets, if you tell simply, if you just simply tell flower bracket without providing any data, and if you store within a variable, that would be treated as a dictionary. Next, using a function called as DICT function. Guys, I just want to tell a joke. Fine. I think in 2019, I guess, fine. I used to take what I can tell, offline interview for one of the person. I just asked how to create an empty dictionary. Fine. Guys, if you don't know how to pronounce the word, don't pronounce. Now I'm telling you, if you don't know how to pronounce the word, don't pronounce. Just tell the spelling. DICT function, sir. Instead of that, if you tell something and all, then it will be some other meaning. The meanings and feelings will change. I hope I hope you understood. That's the reason. Please tell dict or DICT function. Is that fine? If I save, if I execute, observe. Don't you think this is how we have to create an empty dictionary? This is how we have to create an empty dictionary. I'll write the output. Okay, next. Sir, how to store the data within a dictionary, sir? You don't worry about that. I'll teach you, but you should be having a patience. Okay, when it comes to storing the data within a dictionary, don't you think the data should be stored in the form of key value pair? Will you agree with my point? The data should be stored in the form of key value pair. Sir, what is key? What is value? Is there any rules and regulation to store key? Is there any rules and regulation to store value? 100% there is. What is that? I'll tell you. But as of now, let me just consider a basic example. A basic example is what I'll be considering. Please tell me, is that a dictionary or not? Sir, what you want to consider, sir? Yes. Don't you think A is a string which is stored in the form of a key? The value is 1. Key value. Key value. Key value separated with colon, and the complete key value data, other key value data will be separated with comma. Now, if I print where is just a variable which is pointing to the dictionary. Where is just a variable which is pointing to the dictionary. If I print where, I'll get this output. If I check the type, I'll get it as dictionary. Fine. If I check the address, I'll get some random address. Till now, is there any doubt for anyone? Respond yes or no in the chat box. Is there any doubt for anyone till now? Guys, please be very quick. That's the reason I told you to attend the class via laptop so that you can respond yes or no at least. Okay, great. Now what I will do, I will consider another set of data. Sir, what, sir? String data stored within string data. Bhavya is the key, Sandesh is the value. That's the reality. Okay, she is the key. Next, 5 is the key. Now, when it comes to value, don't you think I'm trying to store the complete list object as the value? See here, 5 is the key. I'm trying to store complete list as a value. A is the key. I'm trying to store 10.98 as well as Suhas within a tuple. That means you have to understand key value. Key, the value can be a list. The value can be a tuple like this. What things can be stored, I'll teach you, don't worry. But as of now, if I print D, I'll get the same output. If I check the type, 100%, it belongs to dictionary. See here, it belongs to dictionary. Is there any doubt till here? Guys, I want you to respond. Is there any doubt? Okay, great. Now what I'll do, sir, is it possible to store huge amount of data within a dictionary? Sir, 100% you can store. 100% you can store. Now, don't you think I have just taken 2B721? Fine. This is my employee code. Fine. Don't you think A key is what I have taken. Within the list, I have just stored the values within a list. Yes or no? Key is 2B721. Assume that it's my employee ID. Not assume, it's my employee ID. Sandesh is the name. Instead of Mysore, I'll just tell Bengaluru. Next, senior software developer. There is senior Python full stack developer. Next, I have stored 456. Fine. Within that, I have just stored Dinesh, Hyderabad, student. Like this, I have stored. Now, why I made this data to be stored within a list, you have to understand. Don't you think using this key, I can fetch the value? Guys, now I might be in Bangalore. Who knows? Maybe after 2 years, I might not be there in Bangalore. Now, I might be senior Python full stack developer. Who knows? Maybe after 2 to 3 years, the designation might change. And now the name will not change. Fine, maybe if you want to change your name, like some initial, if you want to add, you can add. Now, if I save, if I execute, I'll get the same data as the output, same data. That means you have to understand, in order to store a huge amount of key value pair, 100% we have to use dictionary in Python. That's it. Is that clear for everyone? Because I hope you're able to understand from which perspective I'm talking. Are you able to understand? If it is yes, we'll proceed with the next example. That's the reason I'm asking. Okay, when it comes to output, I hope you know how to write the output, right? I hope you need not to, what I can tell you, need not my effort in that. Cut this, paste it here, cut this, paste it here. I hope you know how to write it. Now, let's proceed further. You got to know that key value pair will be stored within dictionary. Now, many of them will be having the doubt. Sir, like how we did the operation, like accessing the data, adding the data, removing the data. Is that possible in dictionary, sir? 100% it is possible in dictionary. Is that clear? 100% is possible. Now, what I'll do, let's see how many of them will be able to understand. Is that a dictionary data? Yes or no in the chat box. Observe the data by taking 1 second. Is that a dictionary data? Yes or no? Yes, whatever the data that you're seeing, is that a dictionary data? Yes, 100% is a dictionary data, right? 1 is the key, AA is the value, 2 is the key, BB is the value, 3 is the key, C is the value. 1 is the key, AA is the value, but you have to understand, don't you think duplicate key is available? Will you agree with my point? That's a very important point is what I'm going to make. Listen properly, try to understand. There are duplicate key. If I execute, what is going to happen? Let's see whether it will consider this key value or whether it will consider this key value. Why? Because key should be unique. There should not be any duplicate data in the key. Even though if you try to store duplicate, whether it will take the previously stored data or whether it will take the new data, whatever you have stored afterwards. Let's see that. Similarly, one more very important thing you have to observe. Fine. When it comes to C as a value, don't you think already C I have stored within a value? Sir, where, sir? Can you see here? Within 3, I have stored C. But you can have duplicates in the value. It doesn't affect. You can have duplicates in the value. If I save, if I execute, don't you think the latest updated data will be considered for the new key? That is a duplicate key. This data won't be considered. Even though if you try to store, it won't throw any error. Rather, what is going to happen? It will consider the updated value for the existing duplicate key. That's it. Sir, can we have multiple or duplicate values, sir? 100% you can have multiple or duplicate value. How many of them understood? If you're able to understand, respond yes in the chat box. If you're able to understand, respond yes in the chat box. Let's see how many of them understood. Okay, now, sir, is that possible to access the data, sir? 100%. I have just taken a variable called as data. Within that, I have stored 4 key value pair. Guys, again, please don't make me to repeat this. Be on time for the session. Don't join late. Be on time. If it was offline class, trust me, I would have not entertained all these things. You will be outside the class because some discipline should be there. Okay. Next, 4 key value pair is what I have stored. That is 1 is the key, A is the value, 2 is the key, B is the value, 3 is the key, C is the value, 4 is the key, D is the value. Like that. If I print data, you know what is the output. If I just check the type of the data, you know, I'll be getting the output as what? Dictionary. That's it. If I just check the type of data, I'll be getting the output as dictionary. No doubt about that. Now, observe properly how to access the data. If you ask me, the main goal is to access the data. If you want to access the data, you have to provide key. Guys, now I'm telling indexing won't be there for dictionary. Indexing, positive indexing like 0, 1, 2, 3, negative indexing like -1, -2, -3. Indexing won't be there for dictionary. Trust me, indexing won't be there. When I'm speaking the internal implementation of a dictionary using hashing algorithm, I will teach you that. If it doesn't have indexing, no indexing, fine. Please tell me whether the dictionary is ordered or unordered. As if there is no indexing, do you think it's ordered or unordered? Duplicate value means very simple. See here. See, duplicate value. That's it. Very good, guys. Please stick on to this point. Dictionary doesn't have any indexing. That is the reason it is unordered collection of data. But if you execute, don't you think in the same order you'll be getting the data? In the same order you'll be getting the data. In whichever the order you store, in the same order you'll be getting. Why you will be getting in the same order? When I'm teaching internal implementation of a dictionary, I will tell you it is because of hashing algorithm. But as of now, what you have to understand, we don't have any indexing. That's it. That means dictionary is unordered collection of data, but internally it is ordered. Internally, this data will be stored in the ordered manner using this particular key. It will be stored in the ordered. But basically, from the outside or from the execution point of view or from the Python perspective, dictionary is unordered collection of data. Why? Because indexing won't be there. Now, how to access the data? Using key. If I tell 1, what is the output? Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. What is the output? Let's please be very quick. A is the output. If I tell 4, what is the output? If I tell 4, what is the output? Very good. See how nicely you are only telling the answer. Very good. Very good. Very good. D is the answer. Similarly, if I consider 6, what is the output? Don't you think key error? Boss, 6 key is not exist in data. You're trying to execute that. Like this, I'll get the outputs here. First of all, I got the output for this first line. Maybe let me just reduce the size. Yeah. See here, I got the output as A, I got the output as B. Till line number 11, it got executed. But while executing line number 12, it is telling boss, key error. How many of them understood the error also? Why it is displaying that error? How many of them understood? Yes, you have to understand from the error perspective as well. Okay, now let's proceed further. Sir, can we add the data, sir? 100% you can add the data, you can modify the data. That I'll teach you. When it comes to adding the data, guys, how many key value pair is available? Please tell me, when it comes to data, how many key value pair is available? How many key value pair is available? Yep. Very good. 4 key value pair, 4. I would like to add another key value pair data using the reference variable pointing to the dictionary object. Sir, how, sir? Data of 5. I know 5 is not there. I want to insert value E for the data by creating a key called as 5. If I print data, you only observe whether the data got added at the last or not. Don't you think the data got added at the last? The data got added at the last. Yes or no? Yes, I want you to respond. Okay, very good, very good. Sir, can we remove the data, sir? Assume that I want to remove the data, whatever that is there within 2. If I tell remove 2, don't you think the complete key value pair will be removed at all? Yes or no? If I tell del function, guys, there are so many ways to remove the data, but as of now, my concentration is to explain whether addition, modification, accessing, deletion is possible or not. I'm not going in detail how many ways are there to add, how many ways are there to remove, how many ways are there to access. I'm not going to that extent. I'll go 100%. I'll go. You don't worry about that. Just trust me. 10 hours I'll speak only upon dictionary. Only upon dictionary I'll speak 10 hours. There are around some 15 to 20 frequently asked interview programs that also I'll discuss. But as of now, introduction. That's it. Okay. If you tell del function, within that, if you pass key, that is, sorry, if you pass reference variable pointing to the dictionary, index of operator key, this complete key value pair will be gone. Damar. If I save, if I execute, don't you think the complete key value pair is gone? How many of them are able to understand? If you're able to understand, respond yes in the chat box. Yes, sir. Yes, please do respond. Sir, can we modify the data, sir? 100%. Who stopped you? 100% you can modify the data using the index of operator. I'll just tell modification of existing data or value within a dictionary. Sir, how to do it, sir? You only observe. If I print data of 1, what is the output? If I print data of 1, what is the output? Very good. A is the output. I'm trying to store Sandesh within that particular associated key called as 1. Instead of A, if I print data, I'll be getting the output as Sandesh. How many of them understood by seeing the output? Yes, sir. Modification is possible in dictionary, sir. We understood, sir. How many of them? Guys, I want a very quick response from your side. How many of them understood? If you're able to understand, please do respond yes. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just copy this. I'll just come back, write it as the output, paste. Now later I'll paste the example number 23, 24, 25. Let's come back to the notes. I'll do one thing. Example number 23.py. Similarly, example number 24.py, 25.py. Let's divide those examples. Okay, cool. Okay. So this example number 24, example number 25, example number 26. Okay. Now I want you to write or else I want you to type the points in the chat box, like how I have written for list, tuple, set. Can you write the points by seeing the notes of list, tuple, set? Can you tell me few points upon dictionary? I want you to give a try in the chat box. Just give a try. I'll be on mute. Guys, you can consider 0 as a key. Yeah, you can consider. Can you just write few points? As I'm expecting few points from your side. I'll be on mute. Okay, cool. Now, I think many of them are telling the right answer. Seriously, I'll appreciate that. Guys, this is how you will learn. Yes or no? If somebody is teaching some topic, if you come up with the points for the next topic, this is how you will learn. Simply if I write something, simply if you write down the notes, you will not learn. Correct, right? This is how it has to be learned. Okay. Now, whatever the points that you told, I think many of them told the answer. Don't what I can tell. I'm really sorry. Like I can't call your individual name saying that it's correct. 99% whatever you told is correct. I think one fellow told the wrong answer. That's it. Okay, let me just proceed. A dictionary in Python is an ordered collection or unordered collection. The definition is very important. Dictionary is an ordered collection or unordered collection. Very good. Unordered collection. Internally, how it is ordered, I'll take care. It's my responsibility. I'll take care. Now, a dictionary in Python is an unordered collection of data which will be stored which will store the data in the form of key value pair. The dictionary in Python is an unordered collection of data which will store the data, unordered collection of data which will store the details, instead of data, I'll just type details, which will store the details in the form of key value pair. Okay, next point. What is the next point, sir? Do you think duplicates are allowed within a key? Yes or no in the chat box. Do you think duplicates are allowed? Key. Guys, characteristics of a key, 5 points. Characteristics of a value, 5 points are there. I'll tell you when I take up in detail about dictionary. But as of now, simply if you just look at the data, you should be in a position to identify, sir, this is dictionary, sir. That's it. When it comes to duplicates are not allowed within a key, but duplicates are allowed within a values. This is a very important point. Again, I'll be asking when I take up the point. Now, the next points are very easy and important. Dictionary is mutable or immutable? dictionary is mutable or immutable? Very good. Mutable, changeable. Why? Because we can perform addition, deletion, removal of the data upon a dictionary, as well as and modification and modification of data upon a dictionary. It will preserve the order of insertion. It will preserve. Now, when I'm telling it will preserve the order of insertion, but indexing will not be there. Indexing will not be there. I'll just tell based on hashing algorithm. Based on hashing, it will preserve the order. What is hashing? This is not a right time for me to speak about what is hashing, but 100% I'll speak. 100% I'll speak. Is that clear, guys? Okay, cool. We can access the data stored within a dictionary using key. Key should be unique. I think already people are aware. Now let me just quickly copy paste the examples, whatever I have discussed on dictionary. Meanwhile, you do one thing, or else let me copy paste the example so that copy this, come back, paste, go back, copy, come back, paste, copy, paste. Okay. Everyone, please give the heading as dictionary. Everyone, I want you to write the notes. Guys, many of them are asking few doubts about the dictionary. Sir, how many ways are there? That, this, and all. This is just an introduction that I'm giving. Don't worry. 100% I'll do it. Okay. Please start writing the notes. The time starts now. I want you to take the heading as dictionary. Please write these 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 points. I want these 8 points to be there in your notes now itself. I'll be on mute. Guys, if you're done by writing the notes, I want you to respond done in the chat box. Just respond done. Okay, if it is done, shall I proceed further? Please do respond. If it is done, shall I proceed further? Okay, cool. Later, you have to write down these points. Later, you have to write down these, what I can tell, examples and all. I think for example number, guys, you should neglect this way because anyhow, you're going to write the output here itself. That's the reason. And one more thing, will you follow my words? Okay, whenever you're writing the program, use black color. Use black coloring or blue coloring, whichever you're comfortable. Whenever you're writing the output, better you write the output in different color pen so that you'll be able to identify if you see the notes. Guys, believe me, mark my words, this will be, these notes will be like anything for you whenever you join the industry or whenever you want to revise something. Fine. It will be like a Bible for Python. My notes will be like a Bible for Python. For Python, I'm speaking. That's the reason. Please write a proper notes. Whenever you're writing, use different color for writing the programs and writing the output. I think this will take 30%. Okay, this will take half. Okay. Okay, approximately you have to leave 1.5 page, 1.5 page space. Yes or no? Approximately you have to leave 1.5 page, not 2 page, 1.5 page. Maybe if you leave 2 page, that's well and good. Approximately 1.5 page. Now, if you would have left approximately 1.5 page, I want you to take down the heading as string. I want you to take down the heading as string. The last advanced data type. I'm going to give the introduction about this. Okay, shall I start? This is very interesting. Guys, trust me, among 5 data types that are there in Python, that is advanced data type, list, tuple, set, dictionary, string. If you ask me, which is the utmost important, everything is important, but the order goes like this: string, dictionary, list, tuple, set. That means it doesn't mean that you should not study everything. You have to study, but you have to give more concentration upon string and dictionary. Fine. List, tuple, if you're aware of, that's fine, well and good. But be master in dictionary and string. Why? Because this is how, or using this only, we're going to play in the project. Okay. Now, sir, how to create an empty string, sir? Creation of empty string is pretty simple, guys. Sir, how? You only observe example number 26.py. Using single quotes or using double quotes, you can create an empty string in Python. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no? As I want you to respond very quickly so that we can just wind up this topic. Okay, if I save, if I execute, see here, sir, what, sir? Nothing is there, sir. That's what empty string. You can't see any data, right? Empty string. Okay, I hope it's clear for everyone how to create an empty string. Either using single quotes or using double quotes, you can create an empty string. Okay. Next, let's come back to example number 27.py. When it comes to example number 27, you only observe. Okay, let me just do one thing. Let me just take a data. Let's see how many of them will tell the proper answer for this. Again, common sense. Is it uppercase or lowercase? Whatever the capital S I'm trying to store within a variable called as S1, is it uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase. What about this? Lowercase. Python is case sensitive or what? Python is case sensitive. Yes or no? Python is case sensitive. Okay, cool. Now you have to observe, guys. You have to observe. If I print S1, you know I'll be getting the output as yes. If I print type of S1, you know I'll be getting the output as string. If I check, you know the output will be 1000. Some random address will be given for an object called as capital S. Do you think address of S1 and address of S2 same or different? That's what I wanted from your side. Same or different? Think for a while and tell me the answer. Think for a while. 100%, it will be different. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? I want you to respond very quickly. Is that clear? Okay, cool. Now let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. Okay, I'm just trying to store everything in a small letter Sandesh within S3 variable. Everything in the uppercase Sandesh in S4. Address of S3, S4. Sorry, I just want to understand. Let me just check the address. I think if I print the data, you know, ultimately it is a string, no doubt about that. S3, S4. Okay. Address of S3 and S4, same or different? I want 100% answer from your side. That means 100% correct answer. Definitely different. Observe 712-264. You should not see the starting character. You might be getting confused. 192-192. Look at the last digits. Look at the last digit, like how we have a phone number. Fine. Okay. Shall I proceed further? Shall I proceed further? Okay, now I'll just take this as output. Will that be fine if I write 1000? If I write 2000, just for your ease of understanding? Just for your ease of understanding, will that be fine if I write like this? Yes or no? Will that be fine? I hope you'll be able to understand, right? I hope. Okay. Now let's go to next example. Till now, whatever you have seen, Python. I think it's day 9. What you felt regarding Python? Is that difficult or easy? Is that difficult or easy? Only two answers. Till now, not the next upcoming topic. Forget about that. Till now, whatever I have thought from day 1 to day 9. If you want to just look at that, completely focused, guys, assume that you are a horse. If you just look at only day 1 to day 9, what you felt? Easy or difficult? 100% easy. Trust me. That's what I'm trying to store within a variable called as S4. Python is a very easy programming language. Trust me, Python is a very easy programming language, provided if you understand from a better person. That means better means I'm not saying me, it might be anybody else. Okay. Now, if I try to print S4, you know what is the output. If I try to print type of S4, you know what is the output. Now, I wanted you to respond in the chat box. Sir, what, sir? What you want me to respond, sir? Okay. If I print S4 of 0, I would like to tell it might be a single character or it might be multiple character. Guys, here only single character, multiple character, but here huge amount of character. It might be anything. Always string will also be having positive indexing as well as negative indexing. Positive indexing will start from 0, negative indexing will start from -1. Now tell me, what is S of 0? Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. What is S of 0? Okay. Now if I save, if I execute, don't you think P is the output? P is the output. Similarly, if I tell -1, what is the output? Let's see how many of them are having a knowledge. Many of them will tell language. Guys, language is what I can tell, complete word. Look at the last character. Look at the last character. E. If I say, if I execute E, now tell me what is the output of this? S4 of, okay, 6. What is the output? I don't know why you people are getting confused. Many of them are telling, sir, 6 means, many of them are telling 6 means Python. How come Python will come? How come Python will come? Count. I hope you are very good in mathematics, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't you think empty data is what will get it as output? Yes or no? A space is what we'll be getting. It's not error. Space will also be considered as a indexing. That means the data will be allocated for space. If I say, if I execute, how many of them are able to see? Before finishing the program, empty space is there. Are you people able to understand? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you people able to understand? Okay, cool. Now let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. What is the type of S5? What is the type of S5? What is the type of S5? Very good. Still I haven't gone for slicing operator. I think many of them are thinking about slicing. I'll tell you. I'll teach you very beautifully. I'll teach you slicing operator. Very good. String data. If I say, if I execute here, 10, I know, but it's a string data enclosed within single quote. Now tell me, if I tell print address of, or else address, some random address will come. If I tell, wait a minute. Okay, address of S5, assume that 1000, address of S5, assume that 1000. If I print address of whatever that is there in S5 of 0, please tell me what is the output of this? What is there in S5 of 0? Guys, if this is 1000, that's how I have taught you, right? If this is 1000, don't you think first character will be 1? That means 1001. I think many of them are telling the wrong answer. Guys, I'm not fetching the data. Am I fetching the data? I'm not fetching the data. I'll fetch. Don't worry, I'll fetch. If you really want me to fetch the data, I'll just show it. Okay, I'll just tell print S5 of 0. If I tell 1 is the output, you know that. But address you have to observe. If I say, if I execute, how many of them are able to understand? This is 1000. This is 1001. Yes or no? I want you people to respond in the chat box. Why it is 1000? Why it is 1001? I think if you have attended yesterday and day before yesterday class, you'll be in a right path to understand this. Okay, now let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. I'll copy this, I'll paste. If I tell type, what is the output? If I tell type, what is the output? Guys, common sense. It's a common sense question. Again, I'm telling you, it's a common sense question. If the answer is 1, do you think 1 is a string or integer? Many of them are telling string. What is the output? Please tell me. So I want you to respond. What is the output? I don't think you are expecting integer to be the output. Like how when it comes to LST, if I tell 10, 20, 30. Sir, LST is a list object. Sir, if I check the type of LST, list. But if I check the type of LST of 0, output will be 10, sir. But why in this scenario it is giving string, sir? Sir, it is 1, no, sir. 1 means integer, right? Why it is giving as string? This one I will teach you, guys. I can't give the clarity now itself. Why it is taking as a string? I will teach you when I'm explaining the internal implementation of a string. String will use interned dictionary algorithm or data structure. String will use interned dictionaries data structure. That is the reason I'll speak more about that when I take up the actual film of string. But as of now, just be aware of this. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay, now you be very prompt or genuine. I'm teaching the basic only, like a depth, like how you have learned in your curriculum. But you can just imagine the level of knowledge what I'll be giving for the actual content. Now, guys, have you learned any of this from this perspective? I think till now you have learned Python, right? Many of them will be like, sir, Python is there in my curriculum, sir. In YouTube, I have learned Python, sir. I'm a master in Python, sir. I'm a hardcore developer, sir. Just by printing hello world, they'll be like, their head will not be there in what I can tell. Guys, do you think from this perspective, have you ever learned from this minute perspective? Yes or no? Have you learned? Okay, one person is asking, sir, how it is 1? See here, 0th index, first index, -1 index, -2 index. Every character will be giving indexing in string. Every character will be given indexing. I hope it's clear. Is that clear? Maybe if you respond yes, I can just proceed. Okay, if you respond, I'll just proceed further. Okay, cool. Now, let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. One person is asking, sir, can I change the address of the value? No, you can't. How can you change the address? Again, you have to close. Again, you have to execute. That's it. A random address will be given. You don't have the control. So then who will be having the control, sir? Operating system will give the control to PVM. PVM will allocate the address. That's it. Is that fine? Okay, cool. Once again, I'm going to explain by taking one more example. Not again this example, why? Because you might be getting confused. One more example I'll take. That's the reason. There I'll explain. I know many of them might be getting confused. Why? Because I have just written 1 0. That's the reason. Shall I take one more example and shall I explain the same topic? Shall I explain the same topic? Okay, let's not disturb this example. Let's not disturb this example. Okay. Now I want those who have understood the topic, I want you to respond. Rest of them, if you're not able to understand, listen properly. Okay. I'll consider Sandesh 6460. Fine, I'll just consider Sandesh 6460. I think this is my Instagram ID, I guess. Yeah, Sandesh 6460. If I execute yes, I'll be getting the output as Sandesh 6460. If I check the type, ultimately it's a string data. If I check the address, 1000, that is random address will be given. Now I want you people to respond. If I tell yes of 0, what is the output? Yes of 0, what is the output? Those who have understood, respond. Rest of them, listen properly. Listen. No one I'm telling, listen. Okay. If I tell yes of -1, what is the output? If I tell s of -1, what is the output? Okay, if I tell 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. If I tell s of 11, what is the output? If I tell s of 11, what is the output? Count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 character is there. But if I tell s of 11, what is the output, sir? Observe the output. Index error, boss. String index out of range. Index is only not there, but you're trying to fetch the data. This is wrong thing in Python. That's the reason it is telling error. I hope it's clear for everyone. I hope. Similarly, what is the output of this? Minus 11, I will tell. What is the output? What is the output? -11. See, here is where many of them got confused. So anyhow, for +11 index error, -11 index error. Guys, +11 y index error, the data was started from 0. But here the data will start from -1. That's the reason. That's the reason. Common sense. Count. -1, -2, -3, -4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. -11. Don't you think the output will be capital S? Output will be capital S. I hope you're able to understand. Positive indexing, negative indexing. Positive indexing will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Negative indexing will start from -1, -2. Now tell me, whatever I'm trying to write is the correct or not. I'll not even speak anything. I'll not even speak anything. Tell me whether it is correct or not. Is that correct? Absolutely correct. If you want, you can just execute. That means you got to know how the data can be accessed, from a string. You got to know how the data can be accessed from a string. Now what I'll do, if I check type of, yes, output, that is the type of S happens to be string. If I check the type of first data, that is which is stored in the 0th index, what is the type of S of 0? What is the type of S of 0? String. Similarly, what is the type of -1? It's a 0. 0 means what? Type of S of -1, what is the output? If you think whatever you thought previously, again you're wrong. Many of them will think integer, but it is string. Why this 0 is string? Why this 6 is string? Why this 4 is string? I will teach you when the topic comes called as intern dictionary. That is the data structure where the string will make use to store the data. I'll speak there. But as of now, are you able to understand? That's what I wanted from your side. As of now, are you able to understand? Okay. And you know what is there in S of 0? If I try to change the data of a string, as addition is not possible, we can join two string, that is concatenation we can do. Regarding concatenation, I'll speak more. But addition to the existing string object is never possible for a string. Addition for the existing object is never possible for the existing object. Removal of the data is also not possible. But if you try to modify the data, is it possible? Please do respond. Is that possible to modify the data? Guys, is that possible to modify the data? Just now you have seen. Then also you're telling yes. 100% it's not possible. Trust me. Addition, deletion, modification is not at all possible when it comes to string. That is the reason string in Python is mutable or immutable. Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. String in Python is mutable or immutable? Very good, very good. See, I need not to teach you this concept, the points. You're only telling the answer. Seriously, I'm very happy. Okay, now it is immutable data. Let me just ask one more question. String in Python, is that ordered collection or unordered collection? Is that ordered collection or unordered collection? Very good, very good. It's a ordered collection where the order of insertion will be preserved using the indexing. Both positive indexing as well as negative indexing will be there for a string. Will you agree with my point? Both positive indexing as well as negative indexing will be there. Yes, absolutely, that's correct. Whatever I have thought. Now let's proceed for the example number 27. 27.py. Okay, example number 27. Okay. Oh, this example number 27. Okay, cool. Yep. Okay. Again, as normal. Fine. Because if you do this, you will be able to understand and you will get that grip over a concept. Whatever you have learned when it comes to string, I'll be on mute for 2 minutes. Can I expect you to type the points in the chat box? I'll type. Anyhow, I'm going to type and I'm going to make you to write the notes. But can I expect you to type based upon the points, whatever you have written for list, tuple, set, dictionary? Can you take the points for list, so for string? Can you write in your own words? Because there might be spelling mistake, grammatical mistake, sentence formation mistake. It doesn't matter. But just try to write. Just try to write. I'll be on mute. Very good. Seriously, very good. Because many of them are participating and they're just telling the answer. Yes, this is the mistake that you have committed in your college. Whenever they ask the question, I know that shyness will be there. I know you'll hesitate to speak in front of your friends. But right now, none of your friends will be able to see the message, whatever you're typing. It will only be visible for me. Correct, right? The message, whatever you're typing, it will be visible for me. It will not be visible for anyone. At least now you have to come up with that, come out of that particular fear. You have to type. Because if it is Instagram, you'll type by scrolling the reels and all. For every reels, you'll go and make a comment. For every YouTube video, you'll just go and make a comment. Like that, you have to learn. You have to type. You have to practice. Okay, let's write down the points when it comes to string. Let's write down the points. A string in Python, ordered collection or unordered collection? That's what the first point that I want from your side. String in Python is an ordered collection or unordered collection? Very good. It's an ordered collection of data. String in Python is ordered collection of data. Instead of data, please tell them that string in Python is ordered collection of series of characters. Series of characters. Is that clear? String in Python is ordered collection of series of character. Where what I can tell. What is the point that I have written? Okay. Where the order of insertion will be preserved using both positive and negative indexing. That's the definition that you should tell. A string is a sequence of character or single character. It's like how in Java, char, string, we don't have such things in Python. Single character, multiple character, 100 character, 1000 character, 1 lakh character, string. That's it. Using single quotes or double quotes, you can define that. Strings are immutable in Python. Strings are immutable, non-changeable in Python. Next, we cannot perform addition, deletion upon the string data once it is created. You can't do any modification for the existing object. Maybe in future, guys, I think you might have learned concatenation. Concatenation is different. Altering the existing object data is different. That at that point I'll tell you. It will preserve the order of insertion, blah blah blah. Correct. We can access the data stored within a string. 100% using positive or negative, we can do it. Now I'll be giving 3 minutes of time, not more than that. How much amount of space you have to leave from this particular point where you have stopped writing? How many page you have to leave? I think I just told you. How many page? How many page? One and a half sheet, one and a half sheet, or one and a half page. After one and a half page, take down the heading as string, underline that. Please write down these 6 points by taking 2 minutes of time now itself in the class. I want you to write now itself. Okay, and meanwhile, while writing, if you are done, please do provide the attendance as well. I have just sent the attendance link. Please do provide the attendance link. That is, just provide your attendance. Okay, if you're done, just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. And meanwhile, just read the points, whatever you have written for dictionary and string. Guys, just give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll continue. Meanwhile, you just read the notes, and I hope I have given the attendance link right. Please do fill the attendance, everyone. Just give me 1 minute of time. Okay, I'm really sorry. I got a call, important call. That's the reason I had to attend. Okay, shall I continue further? Please do respond. Shall I continue further? Maybe if you could respond, yes, I can proceed. Okay, everyone had your dinner. I'm asking everyone. Everyone had your dinner? Yes or no? Same pinch. If you're telling no, same pinch. Okay, don't worry. Even I didn't had my dinner. Maybe after the class, let's have together. Okay, cool. Food. Okay. Instead of dinner, or it might be dinner. It might be for few people breakfast. For few people, it might be lunch. It doesn't matter. Okay, let's proceed further. Okay, now I have just given the basic introduction about advanced data types that are there in Python. 5 advanced data type I have covered: list, tuple, set, dictionary, string. Is that fine? Now, among 9 basic data type, which is the first one? Could you recollect and tell me the answer? Which is the first one that you have learned? Int, float, complex, boolean. Next, after boolean, bool or boolean, byte, byte array. Sixth one, byte array. Very good. Next, seventh one, range, none, frozen set. We will do this and we'll halt a technical discussion. It's pretty simple, guys. Don't worry, it won't take much time. It won't take much time. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's start with the range. Let's start with the range. I don't know how many of them will understand why, because you people might not be aware of for loop. That's the reason you might not be able to get 100% clarity, but I'll try to teach. Is that fine? Okay, let's come back to example number 30.py. Example number 30.py. Basically, if somebody is asking why range data type is used, your answer should be in order to generate the range of sequence, range of number, range of data. They will be using range data type. Using range function, we can create the range of data. Sir, give me some examples, sir. 100% I'll give you the example. Now, before me starting with the example, let's do one thing. Let's come back to the notes. First of all, you people should be aware of syntax. Then only you'll be able to understand. This is the basic syntax of range function. See here, range. That's like how we have used bytes, byte data, that is byte array, like that. Range, endpoint, that is exclusive. Exclusive means what? Please do respond. Compulsory or not compulsory? Compulsory or not compulsory? It's not like compulsory or not compulsory. Exclusive means whether to include or not include. That's it. Is that fine? Many of them will think exclusive, inclusive means compulsory, not compulsory. No. It means that, guys, just give me 1 minute. I'll tell my wife to switch on the UPS. Just give me 1 minute. I think this is also fine, right? A night effect is what I'm having. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's continue. Anyhow, I'm going to turn on the UPS later. Observe. Exclusive means it will not consider, exclude the data. That's it. That's what the meaning. Is that clear, guys? That's what the meaning of that. Now I'll take the example. Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. If I tell range of 6, always you have to understand, if you don't provide the starting data, by default it will start the data from 0. By default it will start the data from 0. Is that fine? Now tell me, don't you think this is the range of data that will be generated? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Yes or no in the chat box? This is the range of data that will be generated. I want you people to respond. This is the data that will be generated. Okay, cool. Now tell me, now let's see how many of them will tell the answer. Similarly, I'll consider another syntax, range, starting point, ending point. If you provide, guys, in this example, I haven't provided starting point. If you have not provided starting point, please tell me if the program, if starting point is not provided, if start point is not provided, then the default start is 0. How many of them understood this point? If start point is not provided, the default start is 0. Now start point inclusive, it will include the data, you will provide the data. End point, anyhow it is exclusive, already you have learned. I need not to again and again tell. Okay, let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this as well. Now what I'll do, I'll just consider this example. Let's see how many of them will tell the answer. Example for this, 2,6. 2,6 means the data will start from 2. Sir, why the data will start from 2, sir? Why? Because you are telling to start the data from 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you think 6 will be considered or not? Do you think 6 will be considered or not? 100% 6 won't be considered. Let us do, don't worry, I'll execute the program, but I'm just trying to give you the basic idea. Fine. Okay. Next, let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. What is the default step or difference? What is the default step or difference? Step means, guys, step means 2, 3, 4, 5. That means one step it is going, one step it is going. If you provide the data like this, then also the default step will be 1. Then also the default step will be 1. If you provide the data like this, start point, end point, then also the default step will be 1. I hope you're able to understand. Are you able to understand? The default step will be 1. Now you have to understand the next very important set of syntax. Then you will get the clarity. Fine, then you'll get the clarity. By default, if you don't provide the step or difference is what we'll call in the industry. If you don't provide the step or index, fine, if you don't provide step or index, at that point of time, it is going to take the step as 1. By default, step is 1. Sir, can we give the step, sir? 100% you can give the step, both in positive direction, negative direction. If you tell positive data, positive step, that is positive direction. If you tell negative data, ulta direction, negative direction. In this case also, starting point is inclusive, ending point is exclusive, and you got to know regarding the step or difference. Now, let me ask you a few examples. Let's see how many of them will tell the proper answer. What is the answer for this? Think and answer. Don't commit a mistake. Think and answer. What is the answer for this? I told data, you please start from 2. Data will see, okay, this fellow has provided the step. What is the step? Positive 2. Positive 2 means after 2, 3 won't be coming, directly 4. Why? Because 2 is the step. One step jump. Guys, many of them will be getting confused. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just observe and tell me. First step. I think what is it? There is a color. Yeah. First jump. Second jump. That means one step directly it will jump. That is like this. Don't think like these 2 data will be neglected, 5 will be considered. No, never. I hope it's clear for everyone. Is that clear, guys? I hope it's clear. Okay. 2, 4, 6. Do you think 7 will be printed on the console? Do you think 7 will be printed on the console? Never. Why? Because it is exclusive. Now, tell me the answer for this. You start from 10. Okay, boss, I'll start from 10. You stop till 2. Okay, boss, I'll stop till 2. Negative step is what I have given. 10, 7, next 4. It will try to go for 1, but it won't. Why? Because The stopping point you have given it as 2. Similarly, please tell me. Okay, here, let's see. Guys, is that correct output? Yes or no? Whatever the data that I have written, is that correct? I hope you're able to understand, right? How? First of all, guys, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, like this data will be generated. Why? Because you have told like this. But you told a step as -3. 10, 3 step, 7, 3 step, 4. That's it. If you're able to understand these 3 syntax, last one, second one, first one. Shall I start with the examples? Yes or no in the chat box. Shall I start with the examples? If you're able to understand that. Okay, great. Why basically people will go for range, if you ask me. Is there any doubt for anyone with respect to this? Whatever I have written on the console. Is there any doubt for anyone? I'm trying to create a list 0 to 5. If I tell 5, I think 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the output. -3 means -1, -2, -3. 3 is the output. You should not be having any sort of doubt here. Instead of using list function, instead of using list to create 0 to 5 hard-coded data, what you can do, if you ask me, you can tell like this. Will you agree with my point? Yes or no? You can tell like this and generate the data. Automatically, it will generate the data from 0 to 5. As how many of them are able to understand? Yes or no in the chat box. How many of them are able to understand? But if you print R, you can't get the data like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, then how I'll get the data, sir? You will get the data like this, 0 to 6. It will be packed. How to unpack and how to take the data out, I will teach you, don't worry. You have to just check the type of R. Type of R happens to be range data type. Sir, how to unpack, sir? Before me telling how to unpack, please tell me the answer. R of 5 will be 5. R of -3 will be 3. Will you agree with my point? Same output is what we'll be getting. I want you to respond. Like how we got the output for 5 and -3 indexes. Don't you think same data is what we got for R? Sir, how to unpack the data, sir? As of now, if you're not able to understand, forget about this. Why? Because I haven't taught for loops. I haven't taught any loops for you people. We have something called as for loop for element in data. That is reference variable. R is a reference variable which is pointing to the data. You please do one thing. You go to R, fetch the individual data until the data gets over. What this I will do, first time it will go print the data, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, until the last data it will just fetch and it will just come back. If I save, if I execute, how many of them understood? 0 to 5 the data is stored. Guys, this is not the thing that I'll explain for loop like this. I'll speak about for loop for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. But right now, just to make sure that how to unpack, I have just shown that's it. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? Is that clear? I want a quick response from your side. A very quick response. Okay, cool. Now let's do one thing. Save. Example number 31.py. Example number 31. When it comes to example number 31, let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Okay, if I print I, fine, if I print R1, I know range 21 to 22, something like this, it will show. But if I print I, what is the output? Think and answer. Guys, no. Many of them are asking this. Range is a data type where we can create the data type using a function called as range function. Is that clear for everyone? Small letter R. That's what you have to observe here. Small letter R, not capital letter. It's a data type. Because like that only we have learned byte array, right? If I'm not wrong, yes or no? Same methodology is what we have learned for byte array. Okay, very good. Now, if I print I, don't you think 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21 will not be displayed? Why? Because it is exclusive. If you're able to understand, very good. If you're not able to understand, very good. Okay, now let's see how many of them will tell the answer. Okay. What is the answer for this? What is the answer? I think many of them are telling the right answer. Seriously, I appreciate. 50 from Ulta, 20, 40, 30, 20, 10 will not be displayed. Why? Because it is exclusive. Exclusive. Save, execute, 50, 40, 30, 20. I hope you're able to understand. I hope you're able to understand. What is the output of this? What is the output of this? Guys, I'm not a fool. And I'm not a normal lecturer who will come and who will just say, who will make sure that student will tell the answer for everything. I'll make sure that your brain will work. That means I'll make sure that your brain will think. Think an answer. Scratch your head. Guys, you might be telling the wrong answer, right answer, irrelevant answer. It doesn't matter. Just give a try. Just give a try. Okay, observe. If I save, if I execute, what happened? Nothing, nothing. That's the reason I'm not getting the output, right? Guys, no data will be stored. If you think 10 will be considered, no, 10 won't be considered. 10 won't be considered. Is that clear for everyone? As I want you people to respond. I know many of them will be like, sir, 10, sir, 10, 5 minus 5, right? Assume that 10, 11, 12, 13, like this, 50, till 50. But starting from 10 only it is saying, is there any data before 10? Is there any data before 10? Why? Because minus 5 is the step. Minus 5 is the step. If step has to execute, at least next data should be available. At least next data should be available. Then only it will consider the existing data. That's why this 10 is also not taking, if you ask me. If you have given step, in order to execute step, at least next data should be visible. There is no next data after 10. That's the reason this data will also be neglected. I hope you people are able to understand why it is an empty data within R3. Are you able to understand? Yes or no in the chat box? This might be asked in the technical MCQs. This might be asked in the technical MCQs. Okay, I will tell in the above statement, the data won't be generated so that you'll be able to understand, right? So I hope you'll be able to understand by seeing the statement whatever I have written. Now let's save, let's execute, copy, write the output, whatever that is visible. Okay. Now let's do like this. Let's see how many of them will tell. Data equal to range of minus 100, comma, minus 50, or minus 50. 5. What is the answer? If I print, or else if I tell 5, again you have to tell 10. Okay, what is the answer? If I print data, I think the data will be printed, no doubt about that. That means it will just tell range, something like that. But if I tell for, guys, so many of them will think like I is the only element or variable. You can take anything. You can take Sandesh. You can take Sandesh. Sandesh is just a variable which is fetching the data. That's it. For Sandesh in data, fine. I have just taken my name. Print Sandesh. Sandesh is a variable. That's it. If I say, if I execute, what is the output? Until you respond, I'll not proceed further. What is the output? That's the one I'm telling. Until you proceed, until you respond, I'll not be proceeding further. Okay. First, observe. You know how the negative data will be stored? I hope you have that common sense, right? Minus 100 is the starting point. Minus 100 is the starting point. Please tell me, before minus 100, what the data will be there? What the data will be there? Because I hope minus 100, right? I think mathematics, you know, right? Minus 99 will be the data. Minus 99. Like this, minus 98. I think it's a minimum common sense that everybody should be having. Like that, from minus 50 till the data will continue. Fine. Now tell me, positive indexing is what I told, positive indexing. If it is positive indexing for this data, positive indexing, guys, I hope you're able to understand. But what happens? This is the format the data will be there. Fine, but don't you think like this the data will be there? That means minus 100, minus 99, minus 98, like this minus 50. Like this the data will be available. Will you agree with my point? Based upon the data that I have given it to generate, like this the data will be generated. As reality is different, but like this the data will be generated. Minus 100, minus 99, minus 98. From minus 100 to minus 50, the data should be generated. Now apply the step. What is the step? 10, 10, 10. Minus 100 to minus 90. Minus 90 to minus 80. Minus 50 is not displayed. Why? Because it is exclusive. How many of them are able to understand? Respond yes or no in the chat box. If you're able to understand, just respond yes. Yes, sir. Completely, I'm able to understand, sir. Okay, now I'll just consider D range, simple data. I'll take 0 to 4. I will tell. If I print D, you know what is the output. If I tell for I in D, print I, you know the output, right? 0, 1, 2, 3 is the output. I think LKG sorry. I think the LKG kit will also tell 0, 1, 2. That is 0, 1, 2, 3. 4 will be exclusive. Sir, is it possible to change the data, sir? Is it possible to change the data once it is stored? Trust me, guys, it is immutable. You can't change the data. That means using the reference variable, indexing will be there. 100% indexing will be there. What is the data that is available within the indexing 1? Could you please tell me what is the indexing? One person is asking, sir, why do we use difference in range? Requirement will come like that. That's the reason. Okay, don't you think 1 is the data? Instead of 1, if I want the data to be 100%, it won't allow in Python. It will tell, boss, range is immutable. Once you create the range, that's it, done and dusted. You can't alter the data. How many of them understood range? Yes or no in the chat box. How many of them understood range? If it is yes, respond yes. Okay, let's go back to the notes. What I'll do, I'll just consider here. Example number, what is the example number? I forgot. 32. 32.py. 32.py. Okay, paste. Same thing. I'll do it for example number 31.py. Example number 31.py. Where is 31? Yep. 31.py. Same thing. I'll do it for example number 30.py. 30.py. So although I might be taking so many examples, but I hope I'm giving the clarity. That's what I feel. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, example number 30.py. Okay, 30.py. 30, 31, everything along with the output I have written. Now, shall I start rating the points? Please do respond. Shall I start rating the points? For range data type. Okay, I'll write down the points. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'll not ask you to tell in the chat box. I know everybody will tell the right answer. Range data type is ordered collection of data, which is used to generate the sequence of number. Range function is used to generate the sequence of number. Range data type is immutable. We can't add, we can't remove, we can't modify the data. That's the reason it is immutable. It will preserve the order of insertion. Both positive indexing and negative indexing will be there. And we can access the data that is stored within a range. I hope everybody are able to understand. Are you in a position to understand whatever I'm trying to teach? Yes or no in the chat box? I want a quick response from your side. Are you able to understand? Although it might look very huge, but I hope you're able to understand, right? Okay, cool. Now let's come back here. 33.py. 33.py. When it comes to example number 33, what is the last but one basic data? What is the last but one basic data? Guys, could people please do respond? If I tell b is equal to 10, if I print b, what is the data? If I print type of b, what is the data? If I check address of b, what is the data? Type is integer, address 1000 is what we'll get. But sometimes in Python, we have to declare a variable without any data. Later, I'll give the data. Sometimes in Python, we have to declare a function without any code. Sometimes in Python, we have to declare a class at that point of time. What has to be used, I'll tell you. But for variable declaration without any data, we have to use a data type called as none type data. If you tell none, basically none will be stored. That's it. Basically, none will be stored. Fine. Sir, for none, address will be given, sir. 100% address will be given, but it's a dummy address. It's a dummy address. Later, you can just alter that. That is, you can make sure that for this A, if I save, if I execute, see here, none type data, address is there. Now, what I can do for A, already variable I have declared, I will tell 20. Assume that maybe I'll be writing some 1000 lines of code. After 1000 lines of code, again, I want to declare value for A, then I can do it. See here. As I hope you understood why none has to be used. If you don't feel like providing the data at that particular instance, but later you'll be providing the data, then go with none type. Is that fine? Later, what will happen? This object address would be removed. A brand new object address would be stored within A. That is what people are observing. 136.840. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box. That's it about none. That's it about none. We need not to discuss in detail about none. Okay, let's say this is 1000. This is 2000. This is 3000. Okay. Let's copy this. Come back to the notepad. Example number 33.py. 33.py. When it comes to example number 33, I'll paste it and I'll give few note points. Just tell me whether people are able to understand or not. It's a pretty simple note point, whatever I'll be giving. Let's see whether we'll be able to understand or not. None means nothing. None means nothing. No value associated with a variable. In order to define any variable without any data, because in order to define a function without any block, in order to define a class without any block, what is that we have to use? Pass is what we have to use. Later I'll speak about that. But as of now, if you want to declare any variable without any data, then none is what you have to use. None type data. Is that clear for everyone? Yes or no in the chat box? Is that clear? Shall I proceed with the last one? So I'll take another 2 minutes, not more than that. Another 2 minutes so that we can just wind up and we can start with the brand new concept tomorrow. Okay, last example number happens to be example number 34. If you tell me I can proceed further, have you learned set in Python? Have you learned set in Python? That is basics, teaser. Have you learned set? Yes, you have learned set. You have learned set. Can we store homogeneous, heterogeneous within a set? Can we store homogeneous, heterogeneous? 100%. 100% we can store homogeneous as well as heterogeneous. Do you think duplicates are allowed within a set? Duplicates are allowed within a set? No, never. Do you think the order will be preserved within a set? The order will be preserved. No order. Why? Because indexing won't be there at all. Fine. I'll get this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in random order. This 20 is repeated, 10 is repeated, neglect, it will neglect. Again, I'm trying to add the data. It is possible. Somewhere it will be added. If I remove, somewhere it is removed. Is there any confusion for anyone by seeing the output? If you tell yes, I can easily teach you frozen set. Frozen set. I can easily teach you frozen set. Okay, are you able to understand? Yes, okay. Now, when it comes to set, we can add the data, we can remove the data, right? If you want a feature similar to set, but if you want to freeze your data where someone should not be adding or someone should not be able to remove, then you should go for frozen set. That's it. But you have to make sure that you'll create a set like this. But please give the set within a function called as frozen set. Addition is not possible, removal is not possible at all. If you try to do attribute error is what you will get. I'll not execute that. Please try it out. How many of them understood the difference between a set and frozen set? Yes, sir. I'm able to understand, sir. How many of them? Yes, I want you to respond. Okay. Let me just ask a question. Let's see how many of them will tell the answer for this. Assume that I'll consider a set, heterogeneous data, Sandesh 6460, study online Python. Can we alter Sandesh? That means, can I add a data to a set? Can I add the data to my data? Can I add a data to my data? Yes, 100%. As for my data, I can add a data in random position. It will come. Can I remove Python? Can I remove 6460? I can remove. Either you give the complete data like this, or don't you think my data is a reference variable pointing to the set? Now, cleverly, what I will do, I will tell, I want this data to be freezed. That's the reason I will do one thing. Variable which is pointing to a set, I'll give it to a function called as frozen set. Now tell me, if I print my underscore data, if I print fs underscore d, that is frozen underscore data, that's it. My underscore data can be altered. Altered means it can be added, the data can be added, the data can be removed. But do you think the data can be added, the data can be removed from fs underscore d? Yes or no in the chat box. Do you think the data can be removed? Never. That's the reason the name frozen set. That's the name frozen set. I hope it's clear for everyone. Yes or no in the chat box. I want a quick response from your side. Yes or no? Are you able to understand? Points is very simple. Frozen set is unordered collection of data similar to set, which will not be having any indexing. It is exactly same as set, but it is immutable. This is the only change that will happen between set and frozen set. Is that clear? One person is asking, sir, instead of frozen set, we can use tuple now, sir. Tuple can eliminate duplicate. Yes or no? I hope I answered your question. Tuple can eliminate duplicate. Yes or no? No. Correct, right? I hope you got that. You got the answer. Hitesh, you got your answer? Yes. Guys, still, I haven't spoke about when to go for list, when to go for tuple, when to go for set, when to go for dictionary, when to go for string, applications. In reality, what kind of data will be stored? I haven't gone till there. I'll teach you. But good that you're asking the question. Seriously, I'll appreciate that. Let me just paste example number 34 along with the output. Wait a minute. Example number 34. Where is this? Okay, let's come back. Paste. I know today I have extended the session for a couple of minutes, but I hope it's worth attending. It's worth attending. Yes or no? Yes, you have to respond. Is it worth attending? Okay, still many people would have not given the attendance. I don't know why. Can I expect you to provide the attendance at least now? At least now. Still many of them have not given the attendance. Can I expect you to provide the attendance now itself? Okay, please do provide your attendance. Okay, and meanwhile, be on the session for 1 minute. I'll just show you how the notes will be uploaded. Where is that notes? Guys, I hope you're able to get the notes in Drive link, whatever I have given, right? Are you able to get the notes? Yes or no? Going ahead, now I'm telling, I'll be giving the access in the website. I'll get the time on this weekend. I'll do it. And I'm really sorry for the delay that's happening from my side. Okay. I'm going to open a Chrome browser. Please do let me know whether you're able to see the browser or not. Are you people able to see the browser? Yes or no in the chat box. Are you able to see the browser? I hope now, at least now. Okay, is the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9 notes got uploaded, and I hope everybody are having this link. Do you have this Drive link? If you want, I'm gonna share. Fine, I hope you have, right? Okay. Check the chat box I have shared. Please check the chat box I have shared. If not, I hope you'll be having that right. Great. Please mark it as a bookmark. Please mark it as a bookmark. Now don't ask me, sir, what is bookmark and all. Okay. Is that clear for everyone? Today, whatever I have thought, is that clear? As I want you to respond as early as possible. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to teach you a very important concept, how in company, if a project is there, how they're going to execute from command prompt, or how they're going to execute from servers. Basically, we'll be having the Linux servers, fine. How the programs, how the project will be executed via command prompt. But in reality, how the data will be stored, everything I'll explain. And I'll be speaking about mutable and immutable objects. Already you have learned, but I'm going to give you even more clarity. And tomorrow I'll be discussing about, if time permits, I might be discussing about typecasting in Python. Typecasting means how to convert one type of data into another type of data. All those things I'll be discussing. Don't miss tomorrow's class. And can I expect everyone to update your notes today itself before going to sleep? Today itself, can I expect everyone to do that? I think you have time. That's the reason I'm asking. Can I expect everyone to update your notes? Write the notes properly? Because I know it's very hectic. Now only I'm telling. I know you'll scold me for writing every line. I know you'll scold me. Scold, no issues. But one fine day, we'll appreciate the effort that you made for yourself, at least on behalf of someone. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Take care.